Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Insights with Soularis, where I am your host, Jennifer. I've been a tarot reader for over 10 years, and I do a multitude of different things from astrology and numerology to energy healing. But I always come back to say I am a channel of spirit, and I bring messages and healing for those who find me. And if you've been with us before, you'll know I always start with a message for the collective, kind of things to understand what's coming up over the next couple of days, over the next week. And it seems like we are being told a story in the collective. So many of us, as we're moving through the week, are going to be kind of faced with some childhood wounds. And a lot of that could be a fear of being vulnerable, whether it was because of disappointment or inability to maintain boundaries, and like issues with authority. Your particular situation will be changed. Of course, it's a collective, but it's really a time where you can look at the things that had happened that kind of helped shape you who you are today and start to embrace it a little bit more and with a little bit more softness. And so it's a relearning really for the collective to learn how to be vulnerable, learn how to be open and not to fear that. Yes, it can feel uncomfortable, especially when you're not used to it, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with indulging yourself in experience to be open, to be happy and joyful. And it's really just understanding that you and your life is beautiful. Even if some things are not going quite as expected, it's beautiful and it's incredible, and you are allowed to really enjoy it. So if you have these patterns that where you feel like the universe is against you, just know that this is a wonderful opportunity to really go and rewrite those stories, because you don't have to keep living to that same story day by day. You are allowed to change it and you have the authority to do so. So that is a really in-depth reading for the collective over the next week. So as you're going across the next couple of days, just keep that in mind, is that you write your story. So write a story that you want to live and read in. So with that, we're just going to go and jump into our caller today. So we have Patricia. Hello, Patricia.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Well, what type of questions do you have today?
Well, I was just open to see what Spirit has to say, but maybe check in to see how things look work-wise for me professionally.
Okay. So I'm going to start out with two cards. I don't even know if we're going to end up getting more, but you have a wonderful ability to be able to adapt to your workplace. And that's incredible. Keep working on that, because you can navigate through the different levels of like communication, of working with different people. You have the potential to do any job that you work in, and that is just a wonderful attribute.
Oh,
So
thanks.
so just let yourself have that, because it does seem like you are going into an ending. Okay, there is a phase and a transformation coming forward, and I do see a male or a masculine energy, not necessarily a male, it could be female, but it's authoritative energy that is in a leadership role. So it could be a manager or supervisor, that could be trying to push you into a different role. Is that happening at any time right now?
Not that I'm aware of, but they're going through a lot of changes right now.
Okay. So there is going to be a specific change for you. It is going to be a transformation. But I see, because you are so good at managing and adapting, this change is actually going to help you continue to grow professionally. And I see, particularly, I see a man that wears a lot of blue. So if that lets you know who this could be. So a man who wears a lot of blue is going around and trying to see, a lot of times with spending. He also may be a bit more reserved during this time period with these changes and shifting that's happening. And your intuition is telling you, and you have that gut feeling that things are going to be changing for you specifically, right? You've been getting the signs, and you know that you are going to be placed in a position where you are likely going to have to end up making some type of decision. Have you felt that?
Well, honestly, I didn't. I thought maybe they might have be downsizing, and I may be one to go.
Hmm. So, let's see. Okay, so a change is coming, and it is a temporary standstill. So, what I'm seeing, the decisions are not being made immediately. A lot of thought is being placed into it, particularly with that man that wears a lot of blue, and with three other people, a group of four. They are the ones making decisions, and it is to increase the overall, well, decrease the cost and increases the profits. But for you, it seems, let's see, Spirit, can you explain more on this? I don't necessarily seeing you being let go or fired, but I do see a potential opportunity where they come to you and they may offer you like an early severance or some type of settlement to however that will work in your company, and you deciding to take that. Because there is also an emotional undercurrent to this where you're just like, I think I'm done. I know what my skill set is, and you would be successful in any job that you chose, particularly if you are able to secure a job that brings you the passion you had when you first entered a job, where you were like, oh, I'm excited to do this work, I'm excited to do that. And to be able to communicate and be more of a leader, you will be so good in a role where you could manage, you could supervise, and do a little bit more than what you're currently doing. So it does look like you could be in the next couple of weeks be given an opportunity. And I am saying opportunity because this is a growth period for you either way, whether you take the kind of leaving package, whatever you want to call it, or if you stay and you adapt and shift to your environment. Um, Long-term plans are very good for you. Would you want to stay at this company with all the changes that are going on?
Well, at my age, it's hard to
Mhm.
start over somewhere else. Um,
Yeah, I can
you know,
understand. So, yeah,
so
I'm looking at the cards and I'm trying to get the big picture. Things are going to change for you. That's the big picture. But again, I see you moving into something that could have a little bit more leadership. But what isn't clear at this moment is if it is this in the current employer or if it's going to be in a new employer. I feel like there's going to be a significant change in management. So while you could be in the same company, it doesn't feel like you're working with the same people, possibly like in a different department type of situation or just
mhm,
with a different group. But in that group, that's where you use your adaptability. And it is making long-term plans because it does seem like that change is allowing you to step into more leadership roles. Because, right, the organization is changing. If you had that experience, that will naturally, and you stay, you'll be naturally allow you to kind of have that seniority and have that experience. Are you currently any type
yeah.
of leader position, or are you looking, or have any interest in that?
Well, we're not a real big company to begin with,
Mhm.
and I have been there for 20 years, and I know that they really, really like me. It's more them trying to find their way in the environment we're in right now. So,
Mhm.
um, yeah, so I don't. Management kind of did just make a change. Like one of the owners retired, and now we're down to two owners.
Mhm.
So anyway, yeah, I mean, depending on what it would be, like I said, we're not a real big company to begin with.
Yeah, and there's absolutely
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that, especially
Yeah.
more people
No,
are
it's
going to
it's
be
fine.
coming
I
in.
just don't know, yeah, what they would find for me there other than kind of what I'm doing. But it doesn't mean they won't. They kind of do
Mhm.
that stuff quite often, really. Find new positions or titles or whatever it may be.
Yeah, yeah. Again, I'm seeing you stepping up into like a mentorship, or not necessarily a mentorship, but even if training new people that may be coming on, because there is just this aspect of you being able to lead others, and that could be so many different things. That can be training new
Sure.
people, that could be helping, but I see growth. But also, I see that there is going to be a lot of cautionary approaches taken by management in the upcoming future because they are wanting to make sure the costs are low and the income is the highest
Yeah.
possible to increase, overall profit. That's business.
Yeah.
You will
Right.
be asked to really like to stand up for what you know is right in your belief system. So there could be a little bit of tension in that way. There's definitely going to be some unwise choices being made as far as personnel and movement. But again, it's you do should not underestimate yourself. You have independence, you have skills where you adapt, and you do have a level of creativity, which is very good in any industry. And just know that should your intent is to stay at this company, or should you wish to leave, again, there's a lot of things open in the air right now. But
Yeah.
you absolutely would find something that increases your skill set and that makes you really happy. And that's what I love to see, even though it's a bit unclear. You are not trapped by any position. It doesn't regard like your experience, your thoughts, or how old you are. You know what you can do. You are great with people. You make good connections, and that helps you adapt to where you're going. Again, you will be walking away from something. It could be your current position, it could be the company. Again, that is not clear, but you will succeed because you are a hard worker and you know how to adapt.
Okay.
I hope that helps. Hang in there. Absolutely, you got this.